Okay, so I'm diving all in. And this actually came, so context here, and there's a stain on my shirt, which is kind of sucks, so let's not focus on it. I've decided to dive all in. And what does that mean? So I'm currently working with a company. It's a contracting company, and right now it has no bids, which has really sucked. Really sucked, because one day I want to own the company. I'm working with the entrepreneur who owns it. That way I can own it one day. And I just got out of college, and it feels really strange because it's like a girl's coming of age story, yay me. But it feels really strange because I know where I want to be when I'm 30, okay? And this goes back to the perfection video. I know where I want to be when I'm 30, and I'm here right now. No bids, no equipment, and a dream that I get to that point. That is my dream, me at 30. And of course I'll have other goals and dreams after that, but that's my dream. And I kind of spiral because every time I come home, I feel like a failure. Because my focus right now isn't on the big thing, it's on the small micro things that are kind of just like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And can I be honest with you and honestly say it is hard to commit? Because anytime I think to myself, like, let's commit to this company, I also am like, well, you're young. Go do a bunch of different things. Go try a bunch of things. And I've done a lot. And this was my goal. I wanted to take a small company and make it bigger and grow it and have portfolios of companies. But I didn't necessarily know automatically where I wanted it to go when I had the small business. Meaning, I got the company, and where are we gonna go? I don't know. I know I need to get this license, and the class is boring, and I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it anyway because this is my goal and my dream, and I'm gonna keep going. But today I was crying when my mom came in, and I never cry to my mom because my mom is like hardcore businesswoman, surgeon, fire. And she came in, and for the first time ever, I turned to her and I'm like, I feel like I'm failing. Because I kind of gone through that same loop of like, okay, so this business may not get us where we want to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch to this business, and then we could do that, and then we could strategize that, and that makes sense because that's a product business, and this is like contracting. I think of the fact that there are a billion possibilities. Just absolutely a billion possibilities. There are a billion ways to get to the other side of the road. You could zigzag, you could walk straight across the road, you could jump, you could do anything to get across that road. The question is, what are you going to do? And I thought to myself, because I had a really close friend tell me the other day when I was talking to him about it, I was like, hey, this is how I feel about this thing. And he was like, oh, you could make it fit into your world. And I haven't. I've kind of been trying to fit myself down into what it is now, instead of actively building skills and moving towards where I want to go and like getting into it. And then I started to focus a lot on money, and then a lot on progress. And I never set goals for the business because that's not my job right now. I'm learning. And ultimately, I'm getting upset with that. So I kind of got into the founder mindset. But I'm not a founder. Not yet, at least. And it's something that I've had to grapple with. And today has been one of those days where we go back to what I said. We're not going to be perfect. We're going to make progress. And we're going to accept what is said to us. But then I think to myself, am I taking advice from somebody who is where I want to be? No. I'm taking advice from my mother. Still maybe great advice though. See those voices that come, the voices! I'm taking advice from my mother, who's like, don't necessarily do this thing, but does she have the outcome I necessarily want? So I asked ChatGPT. I actually asked Claude. And I was like, hey, based on everything you know about me and where I want to be in 30 years and all that fun jazz, should I commit to this? I asked for a one-word answer, and it said yes. I've asked God. I'm pretty sure he would say yes. I hope I heard his voice correctly. I don't like to be, I don't like to say, I heard God. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Who's to say? Faith. It's all your independent relationship. Anyway, I feel better because she was honest and she was like, you have not committed. So you're going to keep going through that circle. And it's like the feedback loop of like the valley of death. And then you're out of the valley of death and you're okay. Usa. And that is difficult. That is difficult because you go in with this optimism, you find out how hard it is, you go into the valley of despair, and then if you walk through the valley of despair, you pop out on the other side of like informed optimism. Yippee! Yay! And one thing I'm noticing is that I myself have to take a look in the mirror and be like, well, this is what you say you want. Are you willing to suffer for it? Am I willing to suffer? All these flossers are now on the ground because I had flossers. Good time to floss though. But yeah, I don't necessarily know if it's going to get me to that vehicle, but I know it'll get me closer. And accepting uncertainty in the present, the tolerance of uncertainty is what I need. And I definitely need to get off social media because that's just a lot of people talking at me at once and telling me different things and throwing their ideologies. And I haven't really, the thing about learned behavior is that you have to experience it sometimes to learn it. And I'm definitely one of those people that likes to touch the stove. It's hot. So I have to learn and keep going and 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 learn and keep going. And I kind of wanted the quickest way there. And I'm noticing the reason why I wanted the quickest way there is because if I don't get there soon, I may never get there. That's the thought I have in my mind. Not that I'm going to fail, but that if I don't get there tomorrow, I will never be there. So I've had lymphatic drainage. So I've had to take some time to reassess myself and be like, okay, what we're going to do ultimately is move closer to our goal by taking the uncertain route. This is the bigger risk. I'm willing to take it because I want to and I have to. And I think it'll be the more interesting story, definitely. I feel like I'm still in the same space though, even though this may be like the biggest move of my life and I look back in 10 years and I'm like, whoa, I made it! Yay! I'll edit it because I'll finally get some editing skills and take the time to edit and we'll be out of this 90 days of just getting it done. Anyway, so yeah, this is difficult. This is hard, but it's internal is what I'm learning. It's internal. And I need to pray because I feel as though uncertainty is something that I struggle with. And not only is it something I struggle with in my acceptance of this thing, who do I have to become to get the outcome that I want? And I think that's honestly what I've been afraid of asking myself. It's something we should all ask ourselves. But I'm definitely asking myself this today. So you have a good day. Ta-ta.